position as we normally do. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Breathing in deeply. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 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 And we'll roll down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is our first downward fold of the day. So just allow yourself to focus on alignment, getting the hips over the knees, over the heels, dropping the head, releasing the jaw, and just hanging here. If you need to put your hands on your shins or your knees, please do so. If you can, grab each opposite elbow with each opposite hand and just dangle here for a few. Breathe into the stretch in your hamstrings, your morning stretch. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Put the hands down. We'll plie, bend both knees in parallel for 2, straighten for 2. Inhale while plieing. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale and roll up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start by creating some warmth in our hands, some heat, some energy. And when our hands feel nice and hot, we can rinse our faces and start with a little massage. We're just massaging your face right now. I'm going to turn commenting back on because I want to make sure that you can hear me. So we're massaging the forehead. Hey Marvin. We're massaging the forehead. We're using our fingertips to kind of gently tap and massage, especially along the hairline. There's a lot of tension there where our hair meets our head or our face. So you can work around the back of our head and then go into some gentle tapping. So onto the top of the scalp, underneath the cheekbones, drop the jaw. Notice where the pain is, underneath, where our jaw line opens. Drop the jaw, tap, tap, tap. Get in the sinuses. The weather's changing a lot, so some of us may have some sinus things going on. Under the eyes, above the cheekbones. Under the eyebrows. Ooh, that's a place of tension, over the eyebrows. Excellent. Let's go back into massaging our arm, giving ourselves some tender love and care for the day. Tap it. Tap underneath. Tap our armpits. Other side, gently massage. Waking up the fascia. That's our skin. That's the outer layer. Pull the fingertips. Oops. There's a caddy that wants to go on their bed. I stole their bed. Tap. Tap underneath. Tap the armpit. Excellent. We have cupped hands. Tapping the belly. A gentle tap just to kind of waken up the intestines, side of the ribs. Get back. A little bit of the sacrum into the butt. Perfect. Then we'll start by tapping, massaging, loosening up our quadriceps off the bones. Tap, tap, tap. Into the shin. On top of the foot. Behind the calf. Into the hamstring. Other leg. Again, this is just to kind of loosen the muscle off the bone. So tap, tap. Waking up the fascia. On the shin. On the top of the foot, behind the calf, behind the hamstring. Excellent. Do a quick rub, rubbing the quads, rubbing the belly, rubbing the chest, and shake it off. So let's take another breath in. Together, inhale. Exhale. Let's roll down for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. If you can, let's walk out to a downward dog. Just walking our hands with intention, with energy. And we'll stretch here for a few minutes, trying to keep the heels on the floor, the legs parallel, the arms pushing into the ground, elongating, our arms attached to our shoulders, and then our scapula, and they go all the way down to our sacrum. So we're here in our downward dog. We're gonna look up and bend both knees. Breathe in, exhale, go back to our downward dog. Continue that breath as we bring the chin up and the knees down. One more. Awesome, let's walk our hands back. Then roll up, plie, bend the both knees. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the shoulders back. As we're doing this, let's walk forward and backwards. While we're doing this, we're just bringing the shoulders forward and back, walking also forward and backwards. I just want to say that Finding Meditation Through Movement happens every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10. It's really a space for you to reclaim your rest, reclaim your reflections, reclaim your breath. And today I want us to focus on setting our intentions right now as we're kind of massaging through our feet, walking, but also rolling out our shoulders. I want us to think about taking steps forward and then taking steps back that allow you to take more steps forward, right? So sometimes our growth is not linear. I know that for me personally, it's definitely not linear. But sometimes things go backwards before they go back forward. So let's just think about that and maybe apply that to our own personal journeys. As we walk forward and backwards, we can bring one arm straight over, allowing the arm to create a curve in our ribs. Breathing through the stretch, being intentional with our walking. Other arm, feeling a little bit of tightness in my ribs. Not sure about you. We can reverse that arm now, right? We're reversing the circle. And now we reverse the other circle. Awesome. Great. Let's come back to a neutral position. Let's open our legs wide. We're going to do a few plies, bending of the knees. You can leave your hands on the hips. For now, just rock back and forth, creating space in between those hip flexors or breathing. Just drop down in a deep plie. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to push up to our metatarsals. 2, 3, 4. Look right. Look left. Look up. And as we look down, we can roll the feet down. Perfect. And we'll do that set a few times. So it's 4 to bend our knees. 3, 4, 4 to rise. The goal is to not tighten here. We roll up. 2, 3, 4. Look one direction. Look the other direction. Look up and roll down. 2 more. Now we're breathing. Breathing. Squeezing and breathing. Look to the right. Look to the left, look up, look down. One more time. 2, 3, 4. Come. I want to do an extra stretch. Up. 2, 3, 4. Push up to your highest point. Scoop your belly in. Squeeze your inner thighs. Push your metatarsals. Look to the one side. Look to the other side. Look to the sky. Lift the chest, roll down. 2, 3, 4. Continue that forward fold as we keep the knees bent. We can put the hands on the legs, on the knees. If you need a modification for this, maybe I would suggest just having a gentle bend and just kind of putting your body in a C curve and kind of play around with your mobility on your upper half of your body while we're here playing around with the mobility in our lower half. So we're going to use our hands as a stable point. We're going to curve around. We're going to straighten the spine. I'll show you from the side what it looks like. So elongating the spine, curving the spine, dropping the head, elongating the spine, dropping the head. Perfect. So we'll do that a few times with our breath. Think about pushing the knees outward so we're activating our turnout. Opening up the hips. One more. Perfect, we're in this curved position now, so let's change our side body to be arching over one side. Bring the arm over the head. Breathe, look up. Elongate before we come around to the other side. We want to keep our hips over our pelvis, right? We're not shifted, we're not twisted. We're trying to stay even. We're arcing our body. We're looking up to the sky. Breathing, and we're going to elongate to go over. Perfect. Turn the knees in. Elongate the spine. Bring the arms in front of you where our weight is over the toes, not back in our heels, over the toes. And we'll come up slowly. Whew. Quickly squeeze your booty and push your pelvis forward just for a little opposite. Great. You guys are doing a good job. Take a breath in all together. If you have any questions during this meditation, please write them in the comments. I will be looking at the comments in probably 2-3 minutes. But for now, I want you to be able to see my legs. So we're going to take one arm. We're going to take the foot. We're going to take the ankle. And ideally, we'd be taking the inside of the ankle if you can. Hi, kitty. You want to go out? Perfect. So, inside of the ankles, so that we're not sickling our foot, so we're not twisting our ankles in a way that's not in line. We want to keep everything straight. So as we do that, we're going to squeeze our inner thighs and just pull up in our upper bodies, drop the shoulders, drop the jaws, breathe, and we're going to give ourselves a little quad stretch. The goal with this, which is something I think about all the time, is to not let your body arch, but we're really keeping a parallel spine so you can get maximum stretch in that quadricep. Perfect, so we're just gonna be here for a minute, find our balance, set our personal intentions for the day. Excellent. If you can, we're going to tip forward, but we're going to make sure that the leg stays in line with us, right? So we're still in the same amount of stretch, same ratio, but we're just tilting our weight forward, our chest forward, our weight staying over our toes, our feet are staying flat on the ground. Breathe. 2, 3. Awesome. Let it go and scoop it up. Oof. Now it's in front of you. Maybe circle around the ankles a few times. Reverse that. Find a long standing leg, one that's really straight. And see how high you can bring this knee up if you can. If not, again, creating like a kind of a basket for your leg where you can rest the knee, but still find that strong standing leg is great. And then if you can lift from underneath, that's another way to kind of activate the same stretch without getting too harsh on your knees. So key points here are to elongate the standing leg, tilt the hip forward a little, drop the shoulders, breathe. 2, 3, drop it. Awesome. Take a moment to walk around yourself and feel if you feel a difference in any of your legs right now. I'm feeling a little stretch on the hip, which is good. We don't want to go too crazy because we want to make sure that we're warm enough before we do intense stretching. but this is such a nice, gentle way to get into it. So let's do the other side. Also, if you want to go like the extra, try not to adjust your body to get into the position. If you can stay in this long, parallel position as you're getting into the position that you want to stretch, that's the goal. So it's very hard to do that. So something to think about every time we're stretching. So again, we're pushing the pelvis forward, aligning hamstring to inner hamstring, making sure we're not sickling our foot. My foot's in line. We're pulling up on our strong standing leg. We'll be here for a few breaths. Shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Excellent. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Start tilting forward. We're going to do a little lift. Start tilting our body forward. Still maintaining that intense stretch. Focusing on our alignment. Keeping the weight over our toes. And when we feel like we found a pretty comfortable, not so comfortable place, we're inhale. Straighten that standing leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, drop. And scoop. Awesome. Find that standing place. Awesome. Circle the ankle out. Bring it back in. Lift the standing leg. Straighten that standing leg. Keep both hip pointers facing forward. Find a relaxation in the leg that's up. If you need to, scooping underneath might assist with some alleviated tension. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Drop the leg. Oh, okay. Let's take another walk around the space. If you need to take a sip of water right now, please do. It's a little hot in this apartment. Right now it is with the sun glaring at me, and I just showered, so I'm sweating. Perfect. So let's take a moment, now that we've kind of strengthened our standing leg, to play around with the strength of our standing leg. So we're going to bring one of our legs in front of us, let's say the left leg, or the right leg, I don't know what you're seeing on me. And we're just going to have our foot floating up, circling around. Then we're going to point our feet and bring it back like a dagger, pointing it down. Back, we're still lifted. We're going to circle our leg around. Circle the leg around. Perfect. Then we're going to point our feet again and bring it forward like a dagger. This time we're going to turn out the leg. The leg is turning out from a few places. It's turning out from this small muscle in your butt, and it's turning out from your hip flexors. And you're really thinking of your leg as one long kind of pole, and it all functions together. Great. Flex the foot. Circle the ankle. I need to move over for this, but we're going to shift side. So we're going to still keep this idea of elongating the standing leg, scooping in the belly, flex the foot. This is definitely under the belt workout. We're going to just keep our legs turned out. And we're going to stand here, we're going to bring the arms up, find our shoulders that are dropped, circle the leg, bring it in, plie. Let's do a few swings here. This is an in-between. Back, front, sit, back, front, sit, plie, bounce, up, plie, bounce, up. Great. Let's go to the other side. So we're brushing the leg forward. Our standing leg is strong and lifted. If I wanted to lift up my heels, I could. We're thinking of elongating the leg. We're not crunching with our quads. We're elongating the leg forward. We're just going to do flex, point, circle, 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 circle. Point the foot, bring it in. To keep it turned in parallel as we dagger back. Elongate that back leg. Think about pulling up so that we're not overarching, but we're pulling up and tucking in like we had a corset on flex. Circle, 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 circle. Needle the foot back in. Excellent. Now we're doing our turnout version. So we're turning out and pointing. And we're going to flex and circle. We lift up to shift side. Perfect. Point the feet, flex, point, circle, circle. Excellent. We're going to keep that long foot as a guide. Bring the arms up to help lift us. Keep the shoulders down. Flex, point, circle, 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 circle. Good. Our transition swing. Great. Now for the last few minutes during our improvisation portion, we're gonna focus on the same idea that I have had and spoke about. Taking steps forward, taking steps back, but then kind of continuing those forward steps. So we are making progress, it's not linear progress. So that being said, when we think about our movement and improvisation, we're gonna think about moving forward and then maybe retrograding, rewinding that movement, remembering exactly what you did to rewind it. And then when we go forward, we continue the movement, right? So that was a bad example that I showed, but for example, if my first movement is to swing, that's my first movement. Then I want to reverse that swing the exact same way that I started it, only to repeat again, right? But this time I continue the movement to a new step because we're progressing forward. Once we find that new step, we have to remember the way that we came so we can reverse the whole thing. So at some point it's going to get very long and hard to remember, but that's okay because that is part of the reason why I believe that dance and meditation, or dance is meditation, and also that it's really important for our minds, creative thinking abilities, problem solving abilities. So go ahead and find your own flow. It can be fast, but again, because we're focusing on attention to detail, it might be better if it's slower. So again, one step forward, one step back, two steps forward, three steps back, I think. Anyway, I think that makes sense. And if you have questions, let me know. I'll turn the commenting back on just in case. But we're just gonna explore this for the next 3 minutes and let me know your thoughts on this. Hi Irene, how are you? So yes, any questions, just put them in the comments. So that's the focus for the next 2 minutes. We're just creating moves that we can reverse, but then continuing repeating them again until we move forward in life. Excellent. I had to repeat that for myself because I forgot what it was. And that's okay too. If you need to repeat things, that's totally okay. We have 1 more minute to just explore our little phrase that we created and see if we can fine tune any of those details that we might have forgotten at some point. All right, one more time. Remember, we're breathing through. We're thinking that progress isn't always linear, and that sometimes we have to take a few steps back to make our grand gesture forward. And with that being said, feel free to play around with this on your own time, but thank you for joining me today.